usually when we go to see doctor, right, we would just follow all the doctor advice, right?
Yeah. Hello everyone and welcome back to the second episode of Talk to Me. This is the series where we chat with various individuals as they navigate through the different seasons in their lives. I'm your host Charmaine, and today we have two very special guests. First, we have a remarkable individual whose strength and resilience is an inspiration to many. Her story is one of triumph, illustrating how courage and a strong support system can help us conquer life's many curveballs. Welcome to our workplace well-being advocate and courageous supermom, Audrey.
Thank you.
Next, we have Christy, a dedicated educator turned insurance representative who has been through her fair share of health-related challenges in life. She's got a keen sense of curiosity and an open heart. And with that, she's helped her clients through many unique hurdles and is here to share more. Welcome, Christy.
Hi.
Thanks so much for being here. I'd love to get to know you better. Let's get started, shall we? Christy, we could start with you. You are a super mama, you're an agent, but you've experienced a fair few challenges in your life in the last few years. Perhaps you could share those with us.
Many things happened in my life for the past maybe 5 years, I would say. My elder son was diagnosed with a very rare genetic disease. I lost my child. It was a stillborn case. So it made me realize that, right, actually life is so short. So I feel that if I could live a life with a purpose, right, that would be something that is worth living. I become more empathetic because somehow I know, I tell you, losing a child is really the worst that someone can experience in life. A lot of my clients, right, they knew about my pregnancy.
Right.
And I received some cuts from them. And I recall from one of my clients, she actually wrote me a letter and then she just told me that you are one of the bravest mother that I ever met in life. I know this is one of the most difficult period of your life, right? And just let me know if I can help you in any ways, yeah. So this kind of small actions, right, really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
They trusted me so much, you know, and they give me so much of support. And I just want to tell them that I'm okay. And as much as possible, when I'm okay, right, I really hope that one day I can pay this back to them.
Now, Audrey, I want to know more about your story. I know that over the last few years, you've had quite the struggle in terms of health with your family, your husband and yourself. So maybe you could share more.
So in July 2022, my husband started feeling unwell. I still recall it was very early in the morning, like 6 or 7 a.m. So he woke me up. He was having very fast heartbeat. Yeah, he was experiencing palpitations and just cold sweat. Yeah, it was unusual. He has never felt like this before. He had an appointment done with the cardio, and through the test, they found that he had 3 vessels blocked.
Wow.
Yeah, so for someone with no history of heart diseases in the family, it was a shock to both of us. Planning for the surgery was quite an emotional one.
Yeah.
Because, we have 2 young kids, but at that point in time, we haven't even done our wills. I asked myself, I think I should also get myself checked.
Okay.
Yeah, that was why last year, I went for a comprehensive health checkup. There were 3 things that came out. The first one was there was a mass found in the pancreas.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was also a mass found in the liver and the kidney. Holding that result, I had no idea where to go. So I went through many doctors. So another specialist came in to do the biopsy.
Right.
Yeah. And at that time, medical bills was just piling up. Yeah. After the biopsy was done, then the specialist confirmed that what I had was a stage 2 pancreatic cancer. So I had to seek treatment.
So you're holding that result, right?
Yeah.
The news of the pancreatic cancer finally confirmed after you saw several experts.
Yes. Yeah.
What was your first thought?
As a patient, as a mother, as a wife, naturally I'll be thinking of chances of survivorship.
Yeah.
As in, what's my chances of surviving such a complicated surgery?
But you were receiving the news, but you were still helping to support a husband who's on his road to recovery.
The doctor, he was telling me things like, you might have this condition that's called gastroparalysis, which means there might be a period where I can't ingest or digest food. Yeah, so he said, there might be a risk of you losing a lot of weight, which obviously didn't happen.
This doctor got sense of humor. But it's kind of like, it sounds like a lot. So did you get a second opinion on this? Because I would go get a second, third, fourth opinion on this, especially because of the magnitude of the surgery.
After this appointment with Dr. Brian, I actually went back to the office and I shared this with my supervisor, and she mentioned that actually you don't have to settle for the operation if you are feeling unsure, because it's a big procedure. You need to be very sure before you go for the surgery. So she said, look, we do have Teladoc in our employee benefit plan.
Yeah, so I'm new to the concept of Teladoc, right? So it's like a panel of doctors, right? That would then advise you.
Yes.
And why did you get Teladoc's point of view versus, say, walking into another clinic, for example?
Yeah. So my own journey with consulting, diagnosis, and settling on the treatment was a very long one, and I went through multiple doctors. It was a very tiring process.
Emotionally draining, actually, as a journey.
And you have to take time off work. You need to go schedule that appointment. You need to repeat your story. Actually, most importantly, you need to repeat your story over and over again to the next doctor that you see, the next doctor that you see. Thankfully, with Teladoc, and their panel of experts, everything was cut short. So someone would take my case, go discuss it with the panel of doctors that they have, the specialists out there, and then come back to me and let me know based on their medical experts.
They give you their medical opinion.
Yes, medical opinion.
The Teladoc experts are all academically affiliated, and they are very senior experts overseas, right? And they do keep in pace with the treatment guidelines overseas as well. For example, if you have stage 2 cancer, or if you leave it untreated, or you use this treatment, what's the prognosis, what's the success rates, and all. And that's really based on a lot of studies, right? And it's what we call evidence-based method, right? And with that, actually, the physician case manager will guide the patient through that. At least they get a little bit more ease off in terms of mood, right? As they realize that, we are here to help, right? And don't worry about navigating, right? Because we will guide them through.
Christy, I know you are quite familiar with Teladoc too. Is that something you recommend to your clients?
So I recall there was one of my client, right? He actually had an eye surgery 2 years ago. So it was a cataract surgery. Okay, so after the surgery, right, the left eye, so the eye who got the surgery, right, was the left eye. He actually started to feel like blurry vision. It shouldn't be the case because after the surgery, it should be even,
clearer.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
The vision should be better. Yep. So the doctor actually asked him if he would like to have surgery on the other eyes, because doctor felt that having another eye surgery could help him to improve his vision. Okay, so it's like a balanced vision kind of things. After hearing his story, right, I feel probably second opinion will be the best action that he should take. So I was thinking, maybe I should refer him to Teladoc. So I ran him through, do the registration process together with him. So I taught him on the whole processes and all this. It started on the 7th February, right? The whole investigation only takes about 2 weeks until he finally got a certain answer.
Right.
Okay? Not to mention that in between, right, we actually have this Chinese New Year's break.
Wow.
That was actually
Usually
during the
things
Chinese...
stop.
Correct, usually things will stop, right? But they continue to contact my client. He also told me that, right, the whole process, right, was quite smooth because the case manager itself is also a doctor. So this doctor actually helped him to translate all his layman questions to the eye specialist so that this doctor could answer all the questions that he has.
Right.
So the whole process was actually facilitated quite well.
And in this case, for your client, how did that turn out?
Towards the end, actually, the doctor from Teladoc advised him not to actually go for the surgery because the cost probably will outweigh the benefit of having this surgery. So to be honest, I was quite surprised because I thought usually when we go to see doctor, right, we would just follow all the doctor advice, right?
Yeah.
This also empowered my client as well because he get to know his condition like in a very in-depth manner.
Oh, absolutely. And the reality is this whole step makes you get rid of the fear of the unknown, right? So this really worked out for your client. I would have been so grateful, like, okay, I don't have to spend that money, stress out.
So my philosophy now is that, right, whatever things that I can make it certain, I will try to do it. Uncertainty can be curbed.
You're nodding away,
Yes,
right, Audrey?
yes.
With your experience, did
Yeah.
you experience similar emotions too
Yes.
once you had that medical opinion?
I did actually, for the fact that they were able to reassure me that the procedure, no doubt it was going to be long and it was quite a dangerous procedure. They reassured me that this was the right procedure to take at that point in time and based on the condition then. So it really gave me a lot of reassurance that I was making the right decision. That feeling versus the first time when I was sitting outside Dr. Brian Goh's office is completely different.
Okay.
Because outside the office, I was only given a piece of paper with the associated risk, like, hey, when would you like to come in for the surgery?
Yeah,
Versus the second time when they came there and said that, okay, we've discussed with our panel of doctors and we recommend that you take the Whipple surgery at the earliest available date. So
Yeah.
I think that helped to reaffirm the decision and trusting in the fact that they have a panel of experts who have done their
Due diligence.
Due diligence,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I would say that the number one thing that I'd take away from our conversation is the power of knowing even the technicalities of any illness that's ahead of us and what life you've got ahead of you. Everyone's been inspired. I certainly have. And with that, I wish you healthier, longer, better lives.
Thank you.
Here's to great health. Great health, ladies.
Yes.